Hi, welcome to this video date, which is on the 3rd of June. It is Thursday and it's 7 p.m. GMT. Just going to take a look at trading high impact news events. And the news event we're going to be looking at is non-farm payroll, which comes up tomorrow, and looking at some USD pairs that we really like. We'll go over and take a look at the charts in just a moment. Now, in terms of the USD, it's been pretty weak recently, but it's showing some strength today. Could we follow through tomorrow? If we do follow through tomorrow, I think we'll see a big rally in the USD. I don't actually see much downside for the USD from here. Now, in terms of the unemployment report, it needs to be seen in context, and that context is the big picture of where inflation is going in the US. I'll go through this in a little bit more detail in a moment. Now, in terms of what we're going to do, is we're going to go and take a look at all the trade setups. But just before we do so, just please do keep in mind, it is my view as of right now. It can, of course, change in line with the market conditions and action. If you want all our trading techniques and our daily technical sentiment analysis of 14 FX pairs, all you need to do, is click on the link beneath this video and you get live access to our member centre. You can also check out our recommended regulated ECN broker, follow us on Facebook and join our Facebook group of traders. Right, I've been doing some updates in our member centre, so I'm just going to use the data and charts from there. So let's go take a look at the trade setup. So I'll go through these notes I've just written up because I can't remember them in my head today, a bit tired. But in terms of, we've had some decent data out today. Unemployment benefits dropped below 400,000. Okay, last week for the first time since the COVID pandemic started. Okay, so that's good news. They are above the 250,000 range that is associated with a healthy labour market. But you've seen the number come down. It's going to come down further. And a lot of unemployment claims are because the government is encouraging people to stay at home. But you've got Republican governors in 25 states, including the big ones, Florida and Texas. They're cutting off unemployment programs next Saturday. That accounts for 40% of the workforce. That should see unemployment claims come down and also help employment going forward. More people will be looking for work. We had a poor payroll last month just simply because people not looking for work. The government's paying them to sit at home. Interesting, the ADP private sector jobs today came 978 for May, well above the 650k that was forecast. Okay, so pretty decent. Payrolls expected at 664k. Okay, for May. We only had 266k in April. That's because the government was paying people to stay at home. I think if we get a decent number above forecast or around forecast, I think that will underpin the USD. If it's a little bit worse, the market will focus on the big picture, which is inflation is going up. Okay. Also, if you've got low payrolls, okay, you've got wage inflation coming in the mix, haven't you? Because you're competing for a smaller pool of workers. But in terms of the big picture, I think it's all to do with inflation. And I think the market's already starting to see that inflation is not transitory. The Fed have been playing it down. Okay, it is here to stay. Okay, I just want to show you some quick charts in relation to inflation before we go to look at some FX pairs, just to see the big picture behind the charts. This is the 10-year note, okay, which is the bond market. And you can see the USD goes up and just kind of trading sideways. It's a weekly chart. In recent weeks, the Fed have been saying, we're not too concerned about inflation. Deep down they are, because they're doing what's called reverse repo, which is draining money from the system, liquidity from the system. Okay, which is a warning. They're probably going to taper their stimulus. And I think they're going to be raising rates a lot quicker than the market expects. So you've got this space at the moment fairly quiet in a range. Watch it tomorrow. The 10-year note, if it goes up. This is the weekly chart I did at the weekend. This is the daily chart. And you can see low volatility, blue candle today. If we start to motor after non-farm payroll tomorrow, that will be extremely bullish for the USD. Bond market goes up, in response to inflationary pressure and bond traders' view of inflation and where interest rates are going. So watch the bond market. If you were to look at inflation, okay, it's the big theme. It's just really getting a head of steam on. This is headline inflation. See, it's going up there. Obviously excluding food and energy behind it, but you're getting a nice vertical rise. Sorry, just to show you a few more charts. This is a trend model for inflation. This line here, okay, is basically a leading indicator for US CPI. We could get up to 5%. Okay, market's not really focused on this at the moment. Just show you one more chart. This one's a good one. Used car prices year over year points to inflation going above 4%. Chart comes from Nordea. Actually, the lines, sorry, they're a bit dark. I don't know why they don't use yellow and orange or something. But yeah, just inflation is on the rise. There's plenty of charts. This is from the weekly report showing inflation is on the rise. You just check them out. Here's another one, copper, gold against the US 10-year note. These lines should be very close together. Look at this one. It's lagging way behind. Okay, 10-year should play catch up. Okay, I think that's enough charts on inflation. Actually, just one more. This is US consumer card spending, which is doing really well at the moment. Consumer 70% of the US economy. So basically, inflationary pressure is there. Commodities are on a tear. You got house prices up. Used cars up. Yeah, it's just there. Okay, now in terms of US dollar positioning, this is from last week. You can see these groups coming in to sell the USD. They're all big money, okay, big speculative funds. This was a record short for the asset managers down here. They're not far off it again, okay. This is another chart of CTAs, managed money in the US. They've really gone short the USD. I think they're going to get caught, the speculators, and the USD will rally. Right. Okay? We're on the euro against the USD. First chart. Now, in terms of the euro, really big move to the upside. We didn't think it would get above 122, and it did. Okay. But we've rolled over to the downside. I think this is a very bearish candle today. It's taken out this 20-day moving average decisively. If you look from where we broke up here, 20-day moving average, yeah, we've found support around it. Now it's a decisive slice. That was just a minor slice. My views, you might, if you had a poor payroll number, maybe see a little bit of reaction against the dollar, but I would be looking to sell back up to the 122 level. What about if we don't rally? You can go through 121, because I think you go through 121, you'll go quickly to 120, then follow on to 118. It's important to keep in mind, we're talking about the Fed reducing, stimulus, but you look at the ECB, market's looking for them to reduce it. They're actually expanding it, okay, and they're not going to stop, okay. So I think the euro could have a really decent move to the downside. Now let's move to the next pair I want to look at, which is going to be AUD USD. And I kind of liked this one for a while, but it hasn't done much, okay, or hadn't done much. Look at it. It's just tight range. Okay, a brief break up here. It's about 100 pips, isn't it, here? Today we've broken down, okay. I think that looks really bearish, and I think we're going to get more downside. When we were in this sort of choppy sideways trading here, a lot of people were saying, Aussie dollar's going up because commodities are really firm, which they were, okay, but the Aussie didn't follow higher. Stock markets were firm. It should follow stock markets. Aussie not following. So I think, if you're not rallying, in terms of on bullish news, it's side of a move the other way. And Australia's so dependent on iron ore, and I think iron ore is really gonna get hammered. Posted on my Facebook page or in the Facebook group on this. Our first target is 74, but longer term, I think we could go lower. Let me just show you the monthly chart. AUD USD. Monthly, sorry, that's correct. Sell off with the pandemic, exhaust, come back up. That's the level there, 70. I think that's fair value for the Aussie. You found some good support there. Up, exhaustion, yeah, just choppy little candles. Hopefully go back to 70. This is obviously longer term. We'll have to see how things go. But yeah, if it does get down, 650 pips. But this one is looking good. I don't think it's only just over 100 pips, so I've got a feeling we can make a lot more out of this one, hopefully. Let's see. This has been a favourite of mine for the last few weeks, and hasn't done much, actually. It's USD CAD. You might see my videos on it. For anyone who hasn't, yeah, you do have this big fall down. Look at this 20-day moving average. Yeah, in a strong downtrend, you'll tend to find that prices stay below it or get rejected at the 20-day moving average. Rejected yesterday, through today for the first time, I think, since April the 19th. I think that's a heavily bullish sign. And speculators are heavily short the USD, which means they could get run on stop. So looking for a move up to 124, then 126. I think 120 should be very good support. You've got two tails there. There was no volumes down here to take out the round number, and it's a huge monthly support level. Let's just show you it. You can see it there. Okay, sorry, just above 120, just there. Okay, so you've got a tail, two bodies over here, two bodies over here. Okay, those tails are obviously just below 120, and we had a rejection. Okay, so big monthly support, looking for it to hold. And for the US, sorry, what's the wrong chart, isn't it? Where do I want to go? Oh, there it is. Sorry. Yeah, big support. So yeah, even if we dip down a bit, I think that 120 level will hold. You see my stop 119.60, well clear of the level. If we get stopped out, yeah, the risk is not much, is it? We've got a 90 pip risk, okay, from our entry. So yeah, I really like the look of this one. Right, let's go and take a look at some other pairs I really like, and the next one is going to be USD CHF. Now, in terms of this one, again, through the 20-day moving average, rejections here, can't reach it, rejection, 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 rejection. Now nice blue, should close above the 20-day moving average, looking for follow through to 93, then 94. If we follow through tomorrow, we can tuck our stop in behind the low of this day. Okay, we'll have to wait and see if we do follow through. I'm hoping pullbacks will be held by 90 if we do, of course, pull back. So I really like the look of this trade setup. Well, like all the ones I'm looking at today. Now, in terms of the next pair I want to look at, USD SEC. A regular viewers will know. I don't really trade Euro USD a lot. I tend to look at what the Euro USD is doing, and then I want to trade the proxies or the correlated currencies because they very often move quicker than Euro USD. This is USD SEK, and it's quite messy. It came through the 20, briefly got above it there, dumped back, got above it, dumped back, pokes at it, can't get through. We've gone through it today. If we can follow on tomorrow, we should go up to 850, then 860. Okay. I like the Eastern European proxies as well. This is a Czech krona. Okay. You get kind of messy sideways price action. Again, the 20-day, look at it, poke there, just through it here briefly. Now we've got a decisive break. I take that as heavily bullish, looking for a follow through tomorrow. Of course, these pairs could dip back, but I don't see the dollar making new lows. If you can't decide what setup is the best, let's say out of USD, SEK, CZK, we'll look at USD PL in the moment. Just do all three and treat it as one trade. So that's looking good. This one we've come in before the 20-day. Okay, so it's been quite aggressive with this one. I think if we follow through tomorrow, we should just run the 20-day. I'm looking for a big move to the upside. Being a bit early, but yeah, just got a gut feel this one will run strongly as well. Next pair is going to be USD MXN. If you're looking for a broad-based USD rally. The exotics are the ones that could really move the quickest. And in terms of this one, tight trading in a range here. 20-day basic moves were rejected. Decisive slice. I think that's going up. If we follow through tomorrow, let's say we've got through 21.20, the stock could come in behind here to 20.60, then possibly even on to 21. A lot of people say, oh, yeah, the spreads aren't as good in the exotics as in the majors. Well, no, they're not, but the majors are more volatile, and you can get brokers will give you really decent spreads. The one we recommend, very good in terms of the exotics and the lesser looked at pairs, good tight spreads. Where should we go next? We shall go to USD ZAR. Now this one actually kind of annoyed me because it stopped me out twice. I did not think the ZAR would push the USD down as hard as it has. Okay, but now I'm going to have another go at it. And what you see is this big red. When you come outside of an outer Bollinger Band, normally we'd go long back within, but being a bit more conservative, I want this double trend line to give way. If it does, 14.20 and then up to 14.50, the ZAR has been the strongest currency around, I think, against the USD and against other majors. I like it basically short against the euro and the GBP as well. But we're looking at USD pairs today. There's a few that we like. We'll see what happens. I'm hoping that non-farm payroll doesn't turn out just to be a non-event. Okay, we'll see. Should be an interesting day tomorrow. I will go back to doing my weekly forecast at the weekend, and I'll be covering crosses in that, as well as seeing how these USD pairs panned out. But that is the video for today. Thank you very much for watching it. Take care and have a good day.